You know what? With your favorite Fazbear fanverse initiative on the horizon, we might as well bring you some more of your favorite fan games, right? Ah, you're goddamn right. Today we're taking some games that, while they may not be the most horrifying, will definitely entertain you and provide you a good bit of fun on those lazy Sunday afternoons. So, those fan games are what we're exploring today. Let's do it. In at 10, Five Nights at Candy's. Five Nights at Candy's is the first in a series of 5 Candy's games that includes 4 main titles and the remastered first game after Freddy Fazbear's closed for good. It's clear the stage was set, no pun intended, for another contender in children's entertainment, so Candy's decided to take their shot. What could go wrong? The gameplay is similar to that of FNAF, however you have the added ability of having night vision in the cameras, and they added a 3rd floor in the form of the office window, which adds more complexity and difficulty to the gameplay. The first game includes 13 characters, including the beloved phone guy, obviously a different phone guy, but we all love the phone guy, and the title character of Candy with her merry band of animatronic killers. Cindy, Blank, Chester the Penguin, damn it Batman, I thought you had dealt with him, Old Candy, the Rat, Vinny, Shadow Candy, Origami Cat, and the Easter egg Markiplier animatronic. Who do you think the king of FNAF is? Let me know below, and if it's not me, don't comment. 400 FNAF videos, okay? I think I deserve it.
No one's going to agree.
Not even my friends call me the FNAF king. In at 9, Sinister Turmoil Sewers. Sinister Turmoil was planned to be a full game set to release sometime a few years ago. However, the full game never came to fruition. Mangle was planned to be the main antagonist of that game, where they were using the name of Prototype Foxy. However, while the whole game wasn't released, we managed to get Sinister Turmoil Sewers instead, which was a snippet of what the full game was intended to be. In the game, you are trying to escape a Freddy Fazbear themed amusement park, when your friend says that to escape you need to head through the sewers. However, when you enter, you realize that Mangle was set loose down there, making me believe that this friend had set you up. Like maybe he was supposed to be William Afton in the main game. The game from then on is very reminiscent of the Corn Maze minigame from the Curse of Dreadbear DLC for Help Wanted. I've played through that minigame multiple times and the two games are very similar. In Sinister Turmoil, which did come out first, there is a cupcake that follows you, and if you don't pay attention to it long enough, it decides that it's going to scream like a child and will alert Mangle to your location. And in Corn Maze, there are crows that stand on the ground in random places, and if you step on any of them, they let out a loud cry and fly away, which is by far the worst part of that minigame, but they also alert Foxy to your location. The main antagonist of both games is also a version of Foxy, Mangle in Sinister Turmoil and Grim Foxy in Corn Maze, which makes me think that someone got their ideas from elsewhere there, Scotty. And at 8, One Night at Flumpty's. The Game Jolt description for this game is, quote, "This game is an inside joke. There's no backstory, no meaningful undertones, nothing to theorize about, it's just for fun, so have fun." And after dealing with this series for 7 years, we know that there is always more to the story. This wonderful fan game includes characters such as Flumpty Bumpty, Birthday Boy Blam, the Red Man, Eyesore, Grunkfuss the Clown, who is a real eyesore, the Beaver, Golden Flumpty, and the Owl. The game plays similarly to FNAF with relatively similar mechanics, however there is also a hole in the wall where Grunkfuss appears, and the game is all hand-drawn, which while making things slightly less terrifying, it makes it kind of personal and can give you like a more of a personal feel to the game, which can be good if you're looking for that kind of connection with the game. And if you do want to theorize, there is bound to be something to theorize about for it. I don't know, we need to get like a whole crew together and try to connect all the FNAF games and like all the FNAF fan games into the lore somehow, like, cause like since, I mean like the fanverse initiative is coming and this is a part of the fanverse, right, isn't it? So, or is that just Pop Goes? I don't know if Flumpty's is getting one. And at 7, The Joy of Creation. The Joy of Creation is sure one hell of a clever name. The Joy of Creation, or T-Jock, has a unique viewpoint because you play as the one and only Danny DeVito. Sorry, I'm kidding. I mean Scott Cawthon. Autocorrect. Created by Nixon, the story is set after Scott has ended the FNAF series. After he does, however, the animatronics go absolutely berserk, break out of the games, and come to take from him what he took from them, their lives. And considering how this is what Glitch Trap is trying to do currently, that's kind of terrifying. After the production of another game was cancelled, the game transitioned into the Joy of Creation Reborn. The game has several modes, including the original Survivor mode and the more recent Story mode. The game features ignited versions of the original animatronics, and they look straight up terrifying. It also includes a Halloween version which has an ignited Springtrap, which is absolutely the worst thing ever. This is one of the scariest games on the list, and the Story mode is the most terrifying game mode out of the ones that you can play. Like, even looking at the trailer gives me the heebie-jeebies, and but we all know I'm a little And at 6, Dormitibus. Faced with dangerous robotic abominations, the player has to survive 10 nights of horror and panic while all you have to defend yourself is a rusty old desktop and your own reflexes. You are challenged by a whole host of robotic monstrosities, but the thing is, they used to be your friends. Who are you? Where are you? And what the hell is going on? You'll just have to figure that out for yourself. The reason I found out about this game is thanks to a Reddit thread where someone said that the game had an incredibly messed up story. And I mean, like, they didn't use those terms, they used more vulgar ones. They said it was incredibly story. But the story of this game should be discovered by you, so I don't really want to spoil it. But the game ties itself into the lore of the series up until Sister Location and the Silver Eyes and FNAF 4, since this game was released before those were announced. But I mean, like, they should have expected this, in all honesty. Like, Scott releases something new every 3 months, or at least he was at that point, so I don't know. You should have guessed it. Halfway through into number 5, Final Nights 3, Nightmares Awoken. Final Nights is absolutely terrifying. Okay, if you haven't seen the top 10 scariest FNAF animatronics video yet, go watch that because I talk about the Reaper puppet, which is like the first time I've ever talked about a fan animatronic on this channel, and it's haunted me ever since. In that video I said that the Reaper puppet looks like a weird version of Jeff the Killer, and I'm not wrong. The whole series is populated by messed up versions of the original animatronics, like Withered Toy animatronics and the Reaper animatronics appearing in the third game along with the Reaper puppet. And Reaper Balloon Boy looks like something I've actually seen in my nightmares before I ever heard of the series. The third minigame in the series, which is the one I'm most familiar with, has you literally staying in a hospital room while animatronics attack you, which is incredibly rude. Like, come on, man. I'm recovering. I'm paying hospital bills for this, but you're still going to invade my personal space like that? While yes, in that game you need to survive until the morning, you actually need to sleep to make any progress, leaving you extremely vulnerable. It's an incredible game mechanic with terrifying animatronics and an interesting way that the original series could have gone, but I'm really glad that they didn't because this is actually just terrifying. And at 4, Super FNAF. Remember FNAF World? Yeah, I know you wish you didn't. However, if you were to try and play through FNAF 57 Freddy in Space in 16-bit, would you do it? I think we all would, because we all know that it's the best game in the series. Super FNAF is a 16-bit FNAF platformer released on the 23rd of October in 2016, and it tries to pay homage to the original FNAF World game where it drew its inspiration. There is an arcade game, a story mode, a free mode, side quests, and so much more. There isn't a secret objective to gather clocks and leave clues in the real world, though, which is good. Even though, I mean, like, I feel like that would be pretty dope and give you a reason to play this game over and over again looking for it. No. The original story mode contains 6 nights and has you guiding the original animatronics through the FNAF 1 location in platforming fun that will remind you of classic Super Mario and FNAF combined. Definitely one to try out even if you don't like platformers, but if you do like platformers, then you should definitely check it out. Getting close to the end into number 3, Bonnie Simulator 2. Have you ever wanted to kill kids?
Why not?
Okay, now, how about in video games? Yeah, we're friends now. Well, how about killing a security guard while you travel instantaneously from camera to camera while he tries to survive? Well, if the latter sounded good to you, you probably wanted to play as an animatronic. In the series of animatronic simulator games, you can't play as one specific animatronic. In Bonnie Simulator 2, you can play as Chica. I'm kidding. No, you play as either Toy Bonnie or Withered Bonnie, where you travel from camera to camera trying to attack the guard, obviously. However, they made this game much more difficult, so the guard is pretty smart at like for a decent amount of the game. I feel like they should have difficulties where you can like select YouTubers, you know, like a Markiplier difficulty or a Dako or matpat difficulty. I don't know, I think that would be fun. But I don't think it's in production anymore. But if someone wants to do it, I feel like you can, okay? That idea is free, but the whole concept of a Bonnie simulator, that's not free. You're gonna have to talk to the guy who made it. Penultimately, into number 2, Pop Goes. A story based on the first 3 FNAF games, Pop Goes, like many others, is a competitor and successor to The Way of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. A year after the fire at Fazbear's Fright, a rich and creative inventor in England, only known as Fritz, has taken on the role of continuing the animatronic pizzeria brand with his own restaurant called the Pop Goes Pizzeria. They had extremely advanced robotics, but nothing like possessed animatronics that had dead kids stuffed inside them to create soul-infused metal, so that's good. This pizzeria was far ahead of its time. 3D printers in every room, touchscreen devices for the kids. It was a Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, but better and without the child murder. So, That's good. But Fritz never built the place for customers, he built it for himself. And as a night guard, you are a part of the scheme. So let's get started and help Fritz out. Some observant viewers may have noticed that the name Fritz is kind of familiar, and it is. It's the name that Michael used as one of the night guards in FNAF 1, and it's the name of the child who was stuffed into Foxy, as we know from the gravestone ending at least. Well, I mean, okay, it's pretty well established at this point, but what could this man be doing? Is his real name actually Fritz? Do we know who he is? Is he related to us? Play the game to find out. And finally, in at number 1, A Shadow Over Freddy's. A Tableau FNAF game with the ability to explore the entire pizzeria. You have different objectives instead of typical gameplay, and the whole exploration thing has got to be inspired by the Game Lab episode of FNAF. I feel like that's kind of where everyone was getting this idea. The way you can complete these nights is by completing your objective, not surviving until 6 AM. However, you do actually have to complete it before 6 AM. You have no power to hinder you, but you also have no time to save. Plus, the game is entirely in black and white, which makes it even more intense. And the fact that you can't see colors of the animatronics makes them harder to spot, and it will keep you on edge, questioning every single thing you see on screen. Was that something, or was it just the light? Was that me making the sound, or was it something else? Where the hell is the fan? Nobody knows. The scariest part of this is that you're not done until you complete your objective, okay? No biding your time, no cowering in fear, no hiding. You need to move. And you know what? That's horrifying. I'm a little bitch. I like to hide, okay? We all know this. That's all the time we have for today, friends. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been in Showerman Connor Monroe, and I'll see you in another video.